Hi everyone, I'm Chris, the Aquarius Traveller. Make sure you subscribe for your worldwide travel content and inspiration. Hi travel people, and welcome to this week's edition on my Queensland road trip series, part 1 of hiking Carnarvon Gorge, and today featuring the Moss Garden and the Amphitheatre. Part 2 will be available next week. It was a very early start today in the dark as we had a full day of hiking. Sun is starting to come up though. And it's a very cool 7 degrees outside, which is 44 degrees Fahrenheit. This is Carnarvon Gorge, and it was a really beautiful drive in as the sun was coming up and reflecting on the mountains. Seems like the cows weren't that interested in that though. The roads heading in are sealed, but mostly single lane. Just watch out for kangaroos at dawn or dusk, they will come out in front of you. There is plenty of parking and a visitor centre available at the start of the track, along with bathrooms. There is one main gorge to Carnarvon, with a number of veer-off tracks. Today we will be visiting the Moss Garden and the Amphitheatre, which is about 9 kilometres return. Before I left the visitor centre, I even managed to catch a couple of kangaroos fighting. Good morning folks, and welcome back to my channel. Today we have arrived at Carnarvon Gorge. We're only heading to the Amphitheatre and then I'm going to check out Mickey Gorge or Mickey Creek because we hadn't actually got there the last time that I was here. So I think it's probably about 9k's return, so we will be walking probably for the next 3 to 4 hours at least. It is probably about 10 degrees right now, and something was just in the bush there. Another skippy. Yeah, it's about 10 degrees at the moment and it is about 7 a.m. Yeah, about 7 a.m. and so yeah, we'll see what time we get finished up and everything. So I hope you enjoyed today's video and have been watching my whole Queensland road trip series so far. If you haven't, go back to the playlist and check those out. If you aren't already subscribed, please do, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any more of my future videos. So other than that, let's go into today's video for Carnarvon Gorge. Starting off today, we have our first creek crossing, but there are a number of these down the gorge, so it won't be our last. The track is very well formed and easy to walk on. It's classed as a 3 to 4, which is easy to moderate. It's mainly a flat track with numerous creek crossings. Some stairs, but not much elevation overall. The creek crossings are numbered to help you find the in and out spots. If you lose any of these along the way, as long as you're following the gorge, you won't get lost. So this is Matt's first time on this walk, but I was here about 10 years ago and I did the Big Bend, which is around 20k's or just less than 20k's return. That doesn't even include the little side bits that you can go off onto, but there was one place that I missed out on last time, and that was the Amphitheatre, because floods had just been through the place and washed away most of the track, so I wasn't able to do that. So it's a high point on my list today, so that's where we're going today on the main walk. Carnarvon Gorge also has some cultural significance with the Aboriginal people, and you can see some of the paintings displayed in the art gallery. We aren't walking down that far today, but it is an option for another time. We have reached our first veer off the track. This is to get into the Moss Garden. So we have just done our we've just done our first veer off. We're actually heading to the Moss Garden first, and it's a 650 metre walk one way to do the veer off. Then we come back to this session and walk further on to the amphitheatre. We're only a couple of k's in. 2.8 k's in. So yeah, anyway, the Moss Garden's really pretty. I did come here last time. Yeah, lots and lots of greenery, and there was a lot of water in there the last time, so we'll see what it looks like today.
And another small creek crossing to get through this section. There was probably more stairs on this track, but still not a huge amount. The Moss Garden is one of the most popular and scenic of all the gorge sites. When you reach the boardwalk, you are treated to rocky cliffs that are covered in moss and also supporting the largest spring in the gorge. Not much sunlight gets into this section, and a lot of tree ferns.
So we've just made it into the Moss Garden. Bit of a waterfall up here.
There's a small waterfall as it comes down from the rocks into a nice little pool. At this stage it wasn't that hot, but I bet it'd be a great spot to hang out to escape from the heat of the day.
It's beautiful. That would be the Moss Garden. Apparently, reading on the sign, it's a natural filtering system.
Some of the creek crossings will require some navigation. I suppose other options would be just walking through the water.
So we're just heading out of the Moss Garden track and back on the main track to walk up to the amphitheatre. It's now about 8:50. The sun's a little bit more up and it's a little bit warmer now, thank God for that. Yeah, so it's about 8:50, so it's taken us, we were taking a lot of photos and everything, so just under 2 hours for us just to get to the Moss Garden, take some photos and come back out again onto the main track. So we'll head now to the amphitheatre. I think it's at least another 2 k's up, I think. But anyway, we'll see and we'll check it out when we get there.
Just listen to these birds sing. How amazing is it? It was at this creek crossing where we got the drone up for a bit. Now making it to the veer off track to the amphitheatre.
We have just crossed the other turn off now to the Amphitheatre. We've got 630 metres off the track to go in and out one way. Whoop! We've now travelled 3.7 kilometres one way back to the visitor centre. So really not that far. I don't think it's, what's the time now, Matt? It's probably about 9:30. 9:18. So yeah, almost 2.5 hours and we've made it up here. So anyway, we'll do this 600 metres and see what the amphitheatre looks like, I think.
If you see that crack in the rock wall, that's the only spot where the amphitheatre is accessible and is one of the natural wonders of Carnarvon Gorge. Just a small amount of stairs to get up there. And here we are. This is a secret oasis. The chamber is about 60 metres deep, gouged from the soft sandstone over time from the relentless force of running water. Over time, the rock in the middle became smaller and smaller, with the water carrying the soft sandstone out of the narrow passageway, which brings you this lovely amphitheatre today. Moss and ferns blanket the sandstone floor and create an awe-inspiring atmosphere. If you have someone around that can sing, I encourage you to give this a go. I'm not much into the singing, but I can give you some idea of the echoing.
Echo! Hello!
Alternatively, if you're on your own, it's also great to enjoy the serenity.
So we have made it into the amphitheatre, end of the line, and well, end of the line for us today. You can obviously keep on walking and go down to the Big Bend if you want to, or I think there's Bawinda Gorge and another bluff and stuff like that. So, but if you have more time, or maybe if you're camping with the tent and stuff, you can walk all the way up. So, but this is my first time in the amphitheatre, so it's very echoey. So obviously people who sing and play music and everything, it echoes through the rock walls, and it's so peaceful in here. It's absolutely amazing. Anyway, so yeah, I think we will be stopping here for a little break and take some photos and stuff, and then we'll be heading on back. So if you have enjoyed the video today, please give us a thumbs up, and any questions, leave them in the comments below.
We're back outside again and on our way back to the visitor centre.
So there you have it. We have just got back, well, we're pretty close to the visitor centre now. It's now 12 o'clock. It's taken us about 5 hours to do the Moss Garden and the amphitheatre, but we stopped a lot. We sat about half an hour at the amphitheatre having something to eat. We took a lot of photos. We got the drone up and everything. So all in all, I think it would take about three and a half hours. We're going to go back to the car now, but we're going to do Mickey Creek now and the rock pool. Sorry, I'm just walking over the last creek crossing here. Creek crossings are actually quite good. They probably would be a lot more handy if you had a walking stick to get your balance and stuff. And oh my god, the amount of butterflies that are around, it's unbelievable. Anyway, I've had a nice tour. I hope you liked it too. Give us a like, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.
Stay tuned for next week's part 2 of Carnarvon Gorge, featuring the rock pools, Mickey Creek and Warrumbah, which aren't a part of the main gorge track, but still a nice addition.